Thanks so much for watching. I'm Courtney, owner and designer of Wreath in Hand. Today we're making a butterfly wreath. We're going to get started by prepping our sign so that it's nice and dry and ready when we want to use it. I'm going to go ahead and attach one chenille stem at the bottom and one at the top. And then we're going to add some hot glue. You want to make sure your wreath sign is thick enough and your staples are also small enough, or else you'll poke through your sign. And then we'll go ahead and add some hot glue. While our sign is drying, we can get our mesh ready. Today I'm using a Deco Poly mesh. And I'm going to be using my self-healing cutting mat and my rotary cutter. And I'm going to be cutting 12 pieces at 20 inches. If you need any of the supplies, I have it all linked down below for you. For my ribbon tails, I'm going to be using this 2-inch ribbon. And I'm going to cut 12 pieces at 13 inches. And I'm also going to be using this 1.5-inch ribbon. I'm also going to be cutting 12 pieces at 13 inches. For my wreath frame, I'm using a 14-inch and I'm adding 12 chenille stems or pipe cleaners. I'm adding 6 on top of these, on these cross frames right here. There's 6 of them. You can see I turned all the top ones inward. And then for the bottom 2 rows, I'm doing 6 also in between them. So for the top cross frame, I'm just gonna go between it. And then I like to tighten it on the uppermost part of the ring. If you can see that, it's attached right through the cross frame. And then we're going to add one right here in the middle. And I like to do the same thing. I like to attach it on the uppermost part. I think it holds better. And that's what your frame should look like. We're going to be adding our mesh into the frame. I'm going to be doing a ruffle. So I'm just going to bring the mesh towards me, scrunching your fingers. And it's okay if you veer off a little bit. You're not on the road. Nobody's going to be throwing rocks at you. I'm going to go ahead and start on the bottom part. You have to, for this particular type of wreath, because we're making a pancake style wreath, you have to start on the bottom or else it will not come out right. And then you got to do it again. Just kidding. So then you're going to overlap your mesh so it looks like a flower. And then kind of turn down for what. And that's what it should look like. We're going to go ahead and add only the bottom mesh first, and then we will add our ribbon on top. Once you're done adding all the mesh to the bottom layer of the wreath, you're going to add your ribbon tails. So all I'm doing is I'm putting the 1.5-inch ribbon on top of the 2-inch ribbon. I'm folding it in half to find the center point, and I'm going to pinch it together and fold it over. And then I'm going to untwist it, place it right on top of the mesh, and then I'm going to give it a really good squeeze and tighten it down. And then I'm going to clip off the rest of the Chanel stem and then tuck it towards the back. And then I'm going to spread them. And you'll do that for the whole bottom layer. So that's what it should look like. Now that we have that done, we can move on to the top layer. It's the same thing for the top layer. We're going to ruffle our mesh as loudly as you can. This mesh is really thick. It kind of feels plasticky, but it's really thick. She's thick. And I'm not gonna untwist it from the frame. I'm just gonna place it right on top. And again, I'm just gonna give it 1 or 2 twists, just enough to hold it until we put the ribbon down. I'm gonna overlap it and turning down the edges so it flattens out. And then once you're done adding all the mesh on the top layer, you can go ahead and add your ribbon tails as well. So it's the same thing. I'm just going to put it all together. You can actually do bundles, like you can do this all together at the same time if you want, but this, like my hands cramp up, they lock up, so it's kind of hard for me to do that, but you can certainly do that. And then that's what it should look like. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of them. This is what it looks like with all the ribbon on. I'm going to go ahead and attach the sign. I did figure out where I want to put it because I am going to put a bow down here, so I kind of want to make sure that it's symmetrical. So we're going to use our Chanel stems to go down through the mesh and attach it to the frame. We're going to start making our bow now. I'm going to start with this 2-inch ribbon, and I forgot it's a directional ribbon. So I'm actually going to put my tails in first for this side. I'm just going to pinch a little bit and then leave a little nub over there so it has something to hold on to. And then I'm going to come to the other side and do the same thing, just leave a little nub there. And then I'm going to twist it. And I'm going to do a 5-inch loop, 1 on each side. So this is what the bow is looking like. The 2-inch ribbon is 5.5. The 1.5-inch ribbon is 5 inches. This other 1.5-inch ribbon is at 4 inches. And they're all at an 8-inch tail. The last ribbon we're adding is this green 1-inch ribbon, and we're going to be doing a 8-inch tail and a 3.5-inch loop, 1 on each side. I added our bow. I ended up wiring in the butterflies that I have. I think it's in there pretty good. I put it with a zip tie, but I still might add a little dab of glue. And I have 2 more butterfly embellishments. So I have one here. So I think I'm going to put one over here and then one up here. I'm not going to glue them like flat down. I want them to have like some lift to them. And then I have these. I thought they kind of mimicked, they look like the ferns. I only have a couple. Like these ones are the same, but then I have these ones, they're different. That's all I have. But I really want to cover up some of the Chanel stems that you can kind of see peeking through. Let's see. So maybe I'll put one here because I want it to look balanced. I want it to look all lopsided. And then this one's really big. I don't know. I'm gonna play with it, or maybe I'll try to look for another one, or maybe I can just put one of these here. I'm gonna cut this one. It's just too big. I'm gonna put this one here. And then, I mean, this one's different, but whatever. It's fine. Well, maybe, I don't know, actually. Here is the wreath all finished. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. If you could please like this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe. I have lots of tutorials on my channel. Here it is. And this is headed to my craft show on April 6th. If it doesn't sell, then it will be headed to my Etsy shop. Thanks so much.